Are we ready to tip the game?
Let's do it.
I think in this game, we are looking at one of the Reynolds medalists. There is one or two from each team that are having outstanding seasons as well. Chief Stevenson and Barbuto from Keilor, obviously, and then obviously Sam Catapan from
had a great year
from Aberfeldie. It'd be interesting to see how he polls in the Reynolds medal because he's 9 times in the best and a couple of best on grounds as well. It'd be interesting to see. And obviously, when you're looking at bet times in the best, there's not too many around him that have sort of out polled him in the best. So not many too many from his team that could take
Sam
votes from him.
Catapan has risen above Josh Cabillo, Luke Blackwell, Jared Keisha.
Yeah.
And look, what an outstanding trio that is. And yet Sam Catapan's probably been Aberfeldie's best midfielder this year.
Yep.
He sort of
That's
had to.
kind of overlooked in a way.
He missed the grand final last year. He only played 7 games in the seniors, and that was due. Pretty sure he went travelling throughout last year. So to come, you come back, you've got to sort of. He had to make up for it. He missed out on a premiership.
Got a point to prove.
Missed out on selection, and that's due to probably his own plans. So had a point to prove. Come back, and he's definitely proved it. So yeah, my tip. It's very hard to. Just on the back of the 6-day break, and obviously, I'm trying not to let the undefeated season of Keilor sway my tip and make my tip go towards Keilor. I'm trying to obviously think, and then I think back to the first final. Even if I go back to the first time they played when we had them a match of the day at Joe Brown Oval, Aberfeldie are on top for that first period, first quarter and a half, and the way they're able to win the clearances and nullify what Keilor were able to do. But after that, Keilor's midfield were able to get on top. They copped the spray from Mick, and they were able to, once they spread that ball and got it away from the stoppages and made Keisha and Cabillo and Blackwell and that really spread, and that they got on top of him and really nullified Aberfeldie's midfield influence. Back here in the first final, Aberfeldie won clearances right throughout the day. They were well on top in the middle. They were well on top inside 50s as well, but it was what they were doing with their last kick and the way they were exiting stoppage, which had me worried because it kept Keilor in the game. They weren't able to put them away. Yes, the weather had something to do with it and the rain, because sometimes you go in that one handball, one kick, let's get it out. If they can get enough ball and the same amount of ball from clearances as they did in the first week, I think Aberfeldie can cause an upset here, and it will be an upset because obviously Keilor's the favourite. But I think just with that week, obviously the
You're
week.
Not going there though, are you?
No. Just settle down with the buttons over there.
We will upset alert.
No upset alert.
I feel like we're hitting that way, Sprouts.
I think Aberfeldie are going to make it a lot closer than what they have been throughout recent times, and I think it's going to be within a kick. Although my margin in the record doesn't say that. I've sort of been pushing towards the close margin. What did I say in the record, Chief?
Right now it's 31 points.
Yeah, 31
points. I was
points.
just looking at that. I'm thinking, where's he going with this? He's talked up Aberfeldie so much. But...
No, because I just keep thinking about the weather a little bit more, and I just think it's going to be a lot closer than I actually thought as well. And I think Keilor, but I think maybe if I could change it, I'd probably change it to about maybe 9 points.
You can change it, by the way. It's not gone to print yet.
No, because if I second guess myself, that's when something happens.
That first instinct. I was the same last week with East Keilor.
31 points in the record. I think it can get closer than that. Kaine Barbuto, I think, going to cap off a
popular
a big season
for the Red Rose medal.
He'll win the best on ground.
Red Rose medal. Who's your first goal kicker?
My first goal kicker is the bloke who actually, I'm pretty certain, kicked the first goal in the semi-final.
Correct.
Dylan Joyce.
He did kick the first goal.
The old timer. The old timer's going to get me the first goal.
He was the premiership captain in 2016. Of course, captaincy now belongs to Kaine Barbuto. Thank you, Kane Hocking. Adam Russell, your turn.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with Keilor. I agree with a lot of the sentiment that Kaine has basically just summarised. I feel like it's going to be a really close game. There are a couple of things that make me swayed towards Keilor. Obviously, Aberfeldie have come the long way. They've had to get through that really grinding prelim final against Strathmore, 6-day break. But at the same time, Aberfeldie, for 3 out of 4 quarters in 3 games, they've either outplayed or at least been on par with Keilor, and Keilor have found a way to really just get the edge in that final quarter. I think the Blues will get the win. I've tipped them by 2 goals. I think it'll be a real close game. I think the weather definitely brings that game back into the balance. If Aberfeldie can really get gritty around the contest, the likes of Cabillo and Blackwell and Sam Canapan, we're just talking about, has had a really great season. Ken Keisha has had probably an underwhelming season by his standards, but if he can perform on grand final day, who knows what that might leave his 2019 looking like. But I am going to go to Blues. I'm going to go Matthew Clark to kick the first goal. Been really impressed by his body of work this year and just his ability to hit the scoreboard consistently. So I think if Craven gets first crack at him, I think Clark got on top of Craven, but I think that's the matchup they'll start with. And then, as we spoke about, whether they need to mix it up, and as Clark pushes up the ground, maybe Davis goes to him. But I think if Clark gets first crack at Craven, he'll be a good chance to win that contest and maybe snag the first goal. And then my Reg Rose medalist, I've gone a little bit left to centre. Someone that
I like it though.
Kane Hocking suggested he might kick the first goal of the day. I think he might just be best on ground, and that's Dylan Joyce.
I like it a lot.
I think he's got the leadership. I think I've seen a couple of Keilor games where the game's been on the line and he's been very, very clutch. He's kicked a couple of really crucial goals late. We saw it in the second semi against Aberfeldie. My mind drifts to Pascoe Vale at Rayburn Reserve. I remember him kicking a couple of really clutch goals and having a good performance that day. The weather's going to be a little bit messy. He's one of those players that can be nitty-gritty. He's got the long sleeves. He'll stand out to the umpires. And he's just a great character. So I think Dylan Joyce would be a very well-deserving Reg Rose medalist if he has a good performance on Saturday.
I'll tell you what, if Keilor get up, and Chief, you're up on stage on Saturday, and you read out the Reg Rose medalist and read Dylan Joyce's name out, I can just hear that whole side, that whole Keilor crowd just going absolutely nuts.
Great clubman.
Yeah.
I've interviewed him once or twice on the old web TV show. He's a good fella.
Yeah.
The piggy bank, he's on fire with the tipping. It's got an unassailable lead in the record tipping as well. It is 3 ahead of the next best, which is Michael Peppicelli from EDFL Match of the Day, which means it's pretty much unassailable. We've both gone Keilor, both myself and Pep. So I'm going with a 3-point win, given the conditions we are expecting. It's going to come down to the wire, like I said earlier, who's going to stand up and deliver in the big moments. I think Kaine Barbuto is going to win the Reg Rose medal this year. His season has been stunning.
You're not alone in thinking that.
He has been stunning. He is the favourite for the Reynolds medal. I expect him, I don't know, of course, but I expect him to poll really, really well. Don't laugh at that, Sprouts. I don't know.
Sure you don't, Chief.
I'm sure that he's going to poll well. Not sure if he's been invited to the Reynolds medal night or not, but he might.
Get him his express pass.
We've spoken about how he's favourite for the Reynolds medal all year. Poor bloke probably hasn't even got an invite.
Well, it did happen it happened 2 years ago with Adem Marek.
Did get an invite that day, though, didn't he?
No, he was not invited. He came third. We only invited top 2 that year. But
who came runner-up?
The runner-up that year was Jared Keisha.
Oh.
But we all thought Adem Marek was clearly going to win the Reynolds medal.
Yeah, we did.
And a great upset win by Zach Keogh in the end. But, we've talked up Kaine Barbuto. Maybe an Adem Marek sort of situation happens and he doesn't get invited. We don't know.
Top 5 gets invited this year. They've changed it a little bit, haven't they?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that will be the case.
If Kaine Barbuto is not top 5 in the Reynolds medal,
I don't know.
It's not worth turning up.
I think he's going to win the Reg Rose medal, though, as best on ground. Matthew Clark is my first goal kicker as well. The piggy bank does have form. The piggy bank has correctly predicted the first 2 best on ground medals for the lower 2 grand finals. So I'm looking to go 3 for 3.
Didn't want to go with another ruck?
And go with Kaine Barbuto. Don't think there's a ruck in this game. Jordan Brady, or who would it be for Keilor?
Brad Xavier played it.
Brad Xavier.
Yeah.
I can't see that happening. When Keilor did win the flag 3 years ago, Andrew Brown was the Reg Rose medalist that day. But I'm sticking with Kaine Barbuto, the safe choice.